Hello dudes, it's Mailloux here, back with another Wynncraft guide. Today we are taking a look at fishing level 1 to 110 and above. Anyways, some information before we get started. There's a new spot for every new material, that means every 10 levels. And I've chosen these spots based on two criteria. First of all, the amount of fishes, basically. And secondly, the amount of nearby mobs, because doing profs and getting attacked by mobs is not fun. So amount of fish, but also a low amount of nearby mobs is the criteria I've gone for. Anyways, there's going to be a corner marked on the screen right now. This is where you'll be able to see the coordinates of every spot, and the other corner is going to show the name and the level of each spot. Anyways, that is all for now. Let's go. For level 1, we have this pond right outside of Ragni. There's a lot of Gudgian here. There are a few mobs, but they are level 1 to level 3 zombies and zombie chickens, so they aren't too bothersome to deal with. But yeah, there's a lot of fish here, so it will be enough to level up to level 10. Anyways, on to the next spot. For level 10 up to level 20, we have trout. Now, this is basically right at the bridge here between Nivla and Deathless. If you go along the coast here, you can find a lot of trout. And there are some mobs, some level 7 to 13 zombies spawn on the road, so they can aggro on you. But as soon as you start fishing past the bridge and continue down the path, they will stop aggroing on you. And then when you fish the entire length, you just basically walk back up again, and they've all respawned. Yeah. Anyways, on to the next spot. For level 20 up to level 30, we have salmon, and you can find this at the Saints Row graveyard / church, basically right behind it at the coastline here. There's a lot here. No mobs spawn here. Sometimes the ghost of Saints Row or something, the rare mob, can spawn like behind the graveyard and then aggro down on you. But other than that, there are no mobs around and a lot of salmon. So yeah, anyways, on to the next spot. For level 30 up to level 40, we have this sort of oasis, sort of top of the waterfall. Now basically there's a river in the desert, and at the waterfall it originates from up on top of the northern mountains here. You can find this sort of oasis type area or mini lake right before it goes into the waterfall, with a lot of carp. There are 2 levels, so you can go between the 2 when you're done fishing on one of them and don't want to sit around and wait for the respawn. But yeah, and there are no mobs around whatsoever, so it shall be very peaceful. Anyways, on to the next spot. Moving on to level 40 up to level 50, we have ice fish. Now, if you take a sea skipper from Nemract, you can take one to the Nodgui Islands here. And around this little lake in the middle of the island sort of deal, right beneath the first sort of a nation here, you can find this area with a lot of ice fish, and same as the previous spot, there are no mobs here at all. And if you finish the level 40 quest, you can head to the other island to access a blacksmith for repairs. Anyways, on to the next spot. Moving on to level 50, we have Piranha, and we are basically at the waterfalls right outside of the Iboju village. Now here, there's a lot of piranhas, and it's very close to Troms and Iboju, which also has a blacksmith if you need to repair your tools. Sometimes the slimes can spawn here or spawn further down and then aggro on you, but in general it's very peaceful and not too many mobs at all. We're talking about like 1 to 2 per 20 minutes. For level 60 up to level 70 we have koi fish, and for this spot we are right next to the Fountain of Youth from the Grand Youth Quest, level 69. It's basically in sort of middle edge deal of the Durnal jungle, so you're gonna have to go past the Iboja village for this one. But there are basically no mobs in this area. Some mobs can spawn at the coast and then sort of aggro on you. But if you keep fishing, it's only the Key Guardian and sometimes like the jungle tigers or what they're called that can aggro on you. But in general, it's the most peaceful koi fish area, and there's a lot of koi as well. For level 70, we have Gilia fish, and basically, of course, we're gonna go to Lake Gilia to find Gilia fish. Now this spot is basically close to the Purple and Blue quest. It's also close to the level 60 mining spot. It's basically at the coastline next to it. It's the corner of Lake Gilia closest to Sinfras. So yeah, there aren't really any mobs here. There are some mermaids that spawn, but they are passive mobs, so they don't actually attack you. And there's also a lot of fish, so yeah, let's move on to the next spot. For level 80, we're moving over to Bass, and for this one, we're gonna go to the southern Corcus shore here. Basically, edge closest to the Gate of Fruma. But yeah, it's close to Relos. Basically, if you just follow the coast north a bit, you'll get to Relos. But yeah, sometimes the rare pig can spawn here and aggro on you, but in general, really peaceful area. Robots spawn a bit further down, but they don't really aggro on you either. Moving on to level 90, we have Molten Eel. For this one, we're gonna go over to the Molten Heights here. This is sort of the southern top edge of the Molten Heights. There's a lot of eel here, and some mobs do spawn, as you can see here, further down the road, but they don't spawn in the fishing area. So if you keep fishing, they won't really aggro on you, but sometimes walking to the spot they can aggro on you and then follow, but generally quite peaceful area. Moving on to level 100, we have Starfish. Now for this one, we're basically right underneath Candon Beta. This is a spawn where no mobs spawn. There is a farm a bit close to this area where some harvest imps can spawn, and they sometimes cannot aggro on you, but in general it's very peaceful. And you have very close access to a blacksmith up in Candon Beta. You can just follow the wooden bridge and then the road up here and you'll get into Candon Beta. And lastly, we have Durnic Fish for level 110 and above. Now for this one, we're gonna go over to the Toxic Caves, past Lutho here. For this one, you're gonna have to have done a journey further to sort of access the area. But yeah, there are mobs that spawn sort of in cave area further along the road, and they do aggro on you sometimes. But compared to all the other Dernic fish spots, this is the most peaceful one. So that was it for my level 1 to 110 and above fishing guide. I hope you guys all enjoyed this video. Make sure to leave a like and a comment down below, and subscribe if you want to. I can't force you to. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a nice day. Goodbye.